Hi, friends. Welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. This is Juno Jerome Tarot, and I'm your host, JP. Um, I am super thankful. Just want to start out by thanking all of our new subscribers. I just got so many of new faces here subscribed recently from that last video, and so thank you so much. I'm incredibly thankful. If you're new to the channel still, please do subscribe. It really does help. Slowly but surely going to be bringing you more and more tarot content, which is great. I do a video once a week and try to bring you different fun things. So we had a contest here, and I just want to announce the winner of the contest. So we recently reached 900 subscribers, and the winner of the free reading is Natalie. So check your email, Natalie. I will be sending you an email with the reading. So we'll talk. We'll put it that way. I'll send you an email and we'll talk. So yeah, anyway, but it's been amazing because since I posted that video, we're now into the 930s, and almost the 940s, and so that's pretty amazing. So I just do want to let you know that when we do reach 1,000, I'm going to be doing 2 free readings for 2 different viewers, and then there might even be some more giveaways as well. So just as a thanks to all of you for tuning in. So stay tuned for that for sure. So anyway, today what we're going to be doing is something called a moon cycle reading. I've done these before if you're new to the channel. Basically, we have a new moon coming on October 6th. Hopefully this will be posted before the 6th. It's the 5th today while I'm recording, and my goal is to get this done and posted today, but we'll see. But it's not just about the new moon. So a lot of readers will do a new moon and a full moon reading, and I've done those before too, but I actually like to do something that's a moon cycle reading. So this will go the entire moon cycle. So I'm calling this moon cycle in Libra because right now we are in Libra season. This is the new moon in Libra, and then we will be having a full moon. I don't know the specific date off the top of my head. I should have looked that up before this. In your reading, I will talk about it more. But this particular reading will talk about the new moon that's coming up here on the 6th, culminating to the full moon that's coming in 2 weeks, and then the waning of that moon as well. And so this will be an entire month-long reading for this moon cycle. We can use and utilize the phases of the moon to bring things into our lives that we're trying to make happen, and to let go of things from our lives that we're trying to release. And that sort of ebb and tide and flow that the moon goes through can be directly related to our lives. And so this reading is going to be talking about this particular moon cycle. And if you're catching this much later in time, you can still watch this if it's coming to you sometime around a new moon or the moon phase that we're in. But this is particularly for this moon cycle that I'm posting. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you now the piles for you to choose from. So just pick whichever pile is resonating with you the most, and then check down in the description section of this video for a link to your reading. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. And please do feel free to subscribe for more tarot content. Thank you so much, and I will see you in your reading. See ya. Hi, friends. Welcome to this Pick a Card Tarot reading. I'm JP, and you chose this pile with the starfish symbol here. So we'll get into that in a minute. This is going to be a reading on the moon cycle. I'm calling this moon cycle in Libra because it starts with the new moon in Libra on October 6th, and then it runs until the full moon on October 20th, which I think by the 20th we're in Scorpio or we're really close. And then Scorpio it will be in Scorpio by the end of this moon cycle, but we're in Libra now, so I'm calling it moon cycle in Libra. If you're new to the channel, my moon cycle readings are a little bit different than just a new moon or a full moon reading because we're really looking at the entire moon cycle that's coming forward here, starting with this new moon. I think that new moons are an incredible opportunity to set intentions and to try to build things. And then the full moon is a great culmination of those intentions that we've set, and also an opportunity um, to release different things. And so these moon cycle readings are going to be this whole month-long forecast to kind of see what sort of energies you're bringing into your life, what you're getting ready to let go of, some things to think about, that sort of thing. So we start out with the starfish, and there's a quote on the back that says, "I long for salt air in my hair." So potentially some seaside visiting going on for you in this moon cycle. Also sort of salty seas, the sea and the tides are very interconnected. And the moon is connected with the tides. So we've got a little bit of that coming in. As we continue to sort of see what the cards have to say, we'll get a better picture and understanding of sort of what this is all about. So first up, we have 3 cards from the Herbal Tarot. We've got the 3 of Swords. Okay. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. And we've got the 3 of Wands. Okay, so 2 threes coming in here to kind of give us, I think there's some perspective energy coming in here. So this moon cycle that's coming up is it's gonna put you into the position to have a very particular perspective shift or opportunity. We'll put it that way. This moon cycle is bringing for you the opportunity to take a look at certain aspects of your life, and kind of just get a big picture understanding of where you are now, right? So with this 3 of Swords energy, that can be the heartbreak card, and the 3 of Wands energy is like your ship's coming in and ready to set sail off into life. And so for those two to be here, I feel a certain balance between those two situations, right? Where it's like maybe you're at the point now where I don't necessarily feel, for some people it might be, but I don't feel for everyone that this heartbreak is something that is present necessarily. Like, I think it's something that's happened. You maybe have faced situations in your life where you've been faced with many challenges, and I think that maybe you've met those challenges with the 3 of Wands here. And now this moon cycle that's coming in is bringing for you the opportunity to really take a look at that. Really take a look at how far you've come, what you've built for yourself, how you've worked through some of your heartbreak and some grief and some issues that you've dealt with. And with the 10 of Pentacles energy coming in, it's like that's the ultimate ultimate conclusion to the Pentacles suit. So it's this like ultimate material fulfillment energy. It's the culmination of this material understanding. Excuse me. So it's not just money, although it can talk about money, but it also talks about the physical world in general. And so it's like you're being given this opportunity here for this moon cycle to really take a look at what it is that you've built physically in your life. Where are you? Are you in a position where, and this is going to be different for everyone, are you in a position where you feel as though you've brought into this world everything that you're looking for, or do you feel like you're in lack, right? Do you feel like you have created the situations for you in your physical life that continue and honor your own inner being, or have you built a foundation on sand potentially around your life where your physical world isn't what you want, or isn't working in a way that's conducive for you, right? I feel like you're going to be given the opportunity to take a look at that and to maybe see some of the ability um, to bring in those things that you really do need for yourself, and to let go of some of the things that don't work anymore, right? I do feel, I mean, moon cycles in general have that balance, but I feel like for you in particular, it's like you're really, really, really going to be given the opportunity to let go of some difficult situations that you've been through. Finally, like I feel like these are old wounds. These are long lasting, um, challenging periods that you have gone through, and this particular moon cycle month coming here, it's going to show you, just like I was saying, like how much work that maybe you've put into working through this, and maybe you don't realize just how far that you've come, and this month is going to be bringing you the opportunity to really see it, to really see just how much work that you have put in, just to see how much distance you have gone, and where it is you're going here. So next up we have 4 cards from um, the Wild Unknown Tarot. We've got the 10 of Cups. Wow, yeah, okay. So definitely some culmination energy. Like you're at the end of a cycle here for sure. I feel that, and you really are finishing up on some things, and bringing in the results of hard work. I feel that for you. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the 9 of Cups. Wow. Okay. So definitely some deep, deep emotional work happening here. And we have the Mother of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles in most decks. So, with the 10 of Pentacles, or sorry, 10 of Cups here, and I don't read reversals, by the way. I just I put everything in upright, just for general readings. It makes it easier. Um, with the 10 of Cups here and the 9 of Cups, it's like 9, 10. Yeah, it's like this is like I was saying, it's there's this culmination coming here this month, and it's like you've been working so hard, I feel, to make yourself happy, right? Or to just like understand what your own happiness is, to really kind of get a good view and feel for who you are and what makes you tick, and not necessarily, you trying to change and adapt yourself to everyone else, but you understanding you fully, and accepting that, right? Like maybe this moon cycle is bringing in a certain level of self acceptance. I feel, where you're finally going to be coming face to face, and like I said, I feel like you've been doing this work for a long time, but this month is going to bring some kind of moment of clarity for you, where it's all going to just kind of make sense now, in a way that maybe things haven't made sense, where you're being given the opportunity to look back a little bit, and maybe a person or a situation, or going through old photos, or something's going to show you and remind you of where your headspace was back a while ago, and now you're going to realize just how different of a place that you're in, and that kind of vision for you is going to really kind of bring you into a bigger, or not bigger, but a clearer understanding on who you are, and where you're going, and what this life really needs to be for you. I feel like there's this clarity of vision coming in. And with that Hanged Man there, it's like I feel like you have felt stuck for a long time. I feel like maybe you have felt as though you've been treading water, and there's just like been a very difficult ability to move forward. Like you haven't felt like you could move forward. You felt stuck in quicksand, and a part of that is because you've been assuming that you are still in the places that you were in before. But like I said, there's going to be something coming in this month that's bringing you the awareness that you have truly moved in a new direction. And so, that understanding on its own is going to bring you that sense of fulfillment, right? That sense of culmination. That like you don't necessarily have to like your whole life is done and fulfilled now. Like I don't feel that at all. I just feel like I said, that this is sort of the period of a chapter of your life, that this is a closing out of a cycle for sure. And it's bringing you the opportunity to fully understand just where you've been and give you the freedom to choose where you want to go next, right? I feel as though there is a certain level of freedom here in this as well, that you are free to choose whatever life you want for yourself. And this month is going to bring you the beginning understanding of that, right? Like maybe you'll have time to really daydream and think about, well, what things do I really want in my life? And you'll feel that sense of freedom that comes with the understanding that you can truly choose that you are free to choose, that you aren't stuck in any situation anymore. You aren't stuck in where you were. That you are totally and completely free to bring your life in whatever direction you want. And that old story, those old things, that old situation, those old relationships, all of that stuff, it's firmly in the past now in a way that you don't have to be afraid of it coming back anymore. I feel that for sure, because like I said, there will be something that will make you remember where you were, and it will become so clear and so obvious to you that there is no way that you would ever go back there. And it's not like there's no way that you can accidentally slip back there, because you're just so completely not there anymore. That you're not even close to being in that. This is all work that you've done a long, long time ago, or over time, and now it's all just memory. But it's like you're going to have a sense of clarity. I'm surprised that we don't have the judgment card, because I'm feeling that hardcore. We'll see if it shows up, but that's sort of what I'm feeling from this. It's like you have this sense of freedom to move in any direction now. Yeah, let's keep looking at the cards. Sorry, got cut off there. But I was talking about the Mother of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles in most decks. What's interesting about this compared to what we've been talking about, it's like in the past, I think that maybe we can think of you as the Queen of Pentacles reversed, which can talk about overgiving. She's an incredibly giving person, but I think maybe for you in the past with relationships in certain situations, you've felt like you've had to go above and beyond to help other people and be there for other people. But I think that maybe that's come at a neglect of yourself. And I think that this is something, like I said, that you've been working on. Maybe you finally learned how to prioritize your own being, because you realize that no one else is going to do that for you. And in fact, you can start to let go of some of that resentment maybe towards other people, for not being able to meet those needs, because you've started to realize that those are for you to meet. And so now we have her in the upright here. Like I said, I don't really read reversals in these readings, but to have her here come up, it's like now you're going to be able to share with other people and give to other people, because you are able to give to yourself first. And so you always have that baseline of you there, and you've been able to develop these sort of boundaries with people so that you don't have to completely overgive, because you know where the line is for you, and you're not gonna go over that, and you know how to walk away from a certain situation when you need rest and that sort of thing. So our final three tarot cards come from the Smith-Waite deck, and we have the Six of Cups, The Nine of Wands. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So this is really just solidifying what we've been talking about. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okay. Yeah. 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 So I think that maybe, whether or not, like I was saying, this is where you are now or where you've been in the past with that Three of Swords heartbreak energy, it's the idea that, even in a situation where I think that you were at the end. I think you were depleted. I think this was a former cycle. And this particular cycle that's now closing is sort of the recuperation cycle that you've been through. I think from maybe a really challenging, difficult situation, but because you've been through such challenges, because you've been through such tumultuous emotions and devastation, it's left you feeling, with that Nine of Wands in that sort of like, um, you know, kind of on edge a little bit, like ready for battle. Okay, when's the next battle coming? That idea of, when is the next shoe going to drop, right? Well, I think that maybe you're finally coming to understand that maybe it isn't going to drop, because like you know how to handle it. You know how to handle situations. You know how to handle difficult situations that pop up in your life, and so you don't have to be so on edge and worried about it anymore. And this particular moon cycle is going to bring in that awareness and that understanding that you don't necessarily have to be on edge like that anymore. And in fact, with this Six of Cups coming in, it's like happy childhood memories from the past coming in. So it's like you're going to start to remember, like, before all of this was going on, when you were a child and you really didn't have anything to worry about as much, and even if you had a challenging and difficult childhood, there's still a certain sort of innocence that comes with being a child where you aren't concerned about certain issues as much, and you are able to follow joy freely. I feel like this particular moon cycle is going to be bringing in some of those happy memories from the past, some of those situations from your past that were positive and beautiful as a child. Connecting in with your own inner child and coming to a sense of peace and happiness. Maybe picking up some of the loves that you had when you were a kid. The things you like to do that maybe you forgot about and you lost and you left behind. And well, maybe this moon cycle is going to bring you the opportunity, now that you've put aside some of these difficult situations and you've worked on your own healing and you've worked on overcoming these situations. Maybe this moon cycle is going to bring you the opportunity to finally pick back up some of those talents that you might have had as a child, and maybe you'll give yourself the freedom to explore those without any expectations, and open yourself up to being able to be whatever you need to be, and allow life to be whatever it is, without having to make it into anything specifically. So that's all your tarot cards for this moon cycle. Now I have 3 different oracle cards. There's 2 from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. I only wanted to pull 1, but 2 wanted to come out. So that's probably important, right? So for the first card that we have is self-love. Yeah. So really, the biggest thing that this moon cycle is opening up for you, I think, is a recognition of your own self-worth. With that self-love coming in, it's like, I feel for you in particular, pile number 1, it's like the sense of understanding your own, like, badassness in a way. You know what I mean? Just like your own sense of self-accomplishment, and not in a egotistical way, but in a way where you can really cherish your own being, in a self-love, like, because you're able to see just how far that you've come, and what you've had to go through, and the battles you've had to face, and the situations that have been trying on you. There's a certain sense of self-love that comes into that, admiration, self-admiration. You admire your own tenacity. I feel that. I feel like you're going to be opening yourself up to understanding and admiring just how tenacious you really are, just how powerful you really are, just how much you're able to stick it out and stick through the difficult things. And you should be really proud of that. You should be proud of your ability to do that. And now we have, for a second Shamanic Healing Oracle, we have struggle. Yeah. And so it's like, you're able to let go of the struggle. The struggle card is interesting in the book when it talks about it. It talks about how we can get into these situations where we feel we need to struggle in life, where we are constantly fighting the same battles over and over and over again. We're facing the same situations over and over again, versions of the same thing. And I feel like you really did take the time in whatever this cycle that's now coming to a close. You took the time to try to say and look at that and say, okay, well, what is this? Why do I keep ending up in the same situations? Why am I facing the same problems? Why is this happening over and over again? I think that you've legitimately taken a look at that, pile number one, and you've come to a sense of understanding. And that sense of understanding, like I said, I think maybe there's a little bit of hesitation and fear here of you falling back into old patterns and falling back into it. But I think that it's like, I don't think that's going to happen because you're no longer afraid to face it, right? You're no longer afraid to face the situations and the understandings head on. And because of that, because you have the willingness to face these things, you're not going to it's much harder to fall back into that pattern, right? Because that pattern existed in a self-willed ignorance, right? You were ignorant of the pattern in the situation, and it's not that it's like you couldn't see it, it's just that you didn't want to see it. But now you've really fully taken a look, whether you chose to take the look on purpose or you were forced to take a look. Sometimes the universe puts us in a position where we have to look at it all. We have to see all of it. I think that maybe you've done that work. You have faced that head on, and because of that, you don't have to be afraid of it happening all over again. In fact, I think that this moon cycle is bringing in, like I was saying in the beginning, the sense of freedom, where you're free of those old patterns in a way that, like, and I think that we are all. It's important to remember we all have the subconscious stuff that's there, right? And when it's in subconscious, it's really difficult to um, completely let go of it. But I do think, though, when it comes to having the willingness to see it fully and to do all of the work whenever it's called of you, if you're willing to be that present with yourself at all times, then you don't need to worry as much, because anytime anything comes up, you're ready and you're willing to take a look at it and to do whatever is necessary to heal. And because you have that outlook, it allows you to have that freedom, because if you're always willing to look at an issue when it comes on head on, then you don't have to be afraid of those issues catching you off guard, because they might come along, but you're ready for it. You're willing to do the work. And so because of that, you can relax, a bit, and you can really come into a sense of peace and calm within yourself, and allow that to be how you move forward. So finally, we have one card from the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, and it's balance. Yeah, and so I do feel that. I think ultimately this harkens back to that same balance that I felt when we were opening this reading, of the difference between the Three of Swords and the Three of Wands, where the Three of Swords is this piercing heartbreak energy, and the Three of Wands is this open horizons, open freedom. I feel like you're finally striking that balance within yourself of understanding that you have come from where you have, understanding that difficult things have happened to you, and you've been and faced challenging and difficult things, and there's no sugarcoating that. When we face challenges and difficulties, those things are real, and it's important to acknowledge just how hard and challenging they are. But at the same time, that your past doesn't define who you are, and you're giving yourself the freedom to have an open future, to have a future that can go anywhere, that can be anything, to be a person who can do anything, and live in a world where anything is possible again. And in that Six of Cups energy of childhood, when you're a child, anything is possible for you, and any eventuality is possible for you. And I feel like you're going to be opening yourself up to that again, that we all have the ability to have open horizons and open infinite possibility within us. And so I see that this particular moon cycle is going to bring in that for you. And I would say sometime around the 20th of October when we have the full moon, be ready and be ready for some of this past stuff to really come up, to be released, because I've found this for myself, particularly when I started working with the moon, but just in general, full moons tend to have the things come up to let go of. But when they come up, it's important to remember it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in it again. It just means it's coming up for you to release, right? So allow yourself to feel the feelings that want to come. You can give yourself the time and the space to do that, but allow yourself to feel the feelings when they come up. If they come up around the full moon on October 20th, and just like allow yourself to let go of it, allow yourself to see it, to feel it, to be with yourself, to be with your emotions. And then, like I said, I think that you're going to see just how far you've actually come from that too. And that might help. That might help you release things as well, understanding that you really truly have come so far, and you deserve the credit, and you deserve to give yourself the credit for just how far you've truly come in life, and be proud of yourself, because that kind of work is not a given in life. There's so many people who will never look at themselves in the way that I think that you have been looking at yourself. And those hard truths can be hard, but as soon as you give yourself the time and the space to fully look at that stuff, that's the healing work. That is releasing it. That is letting it go. By acknowledging it, by seeing it, by being fully present with yourself as that comes, you're giving yourself the gift of healing. And that work never goes away. When you do that work, it never goes away. If you take the time and the energy to heal, that healing is there. It's always there. And you always have that foundation to fall back on. So anyway, pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. That was a really powerful reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. I really do love hearing from everyone. And a huge, huge, huge thanks to my subscribers. I am so thankful for you. We just had so many new subscribers from that last video I posted, and that makes me so happy, and I'm so grateful to all of you. We just had a giveaway, and I announced that in the introduction who the winner is. So if you didn't catch that, listen again. And I'm going to be emailing them soon about that. But when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing 2 free readings to 2 different viewers, and then I think I'm going to give away some other things as well from me. So, so stay tuned for that, and also, yeah. So subscribe and get ready for that, because it's coming. If you want a private reading from me, in the meantime, I do offer them on my website. You can find that information at www.junodrome.com, and feel free to check out the Instagram as well at Junodrome Tarot. I do post relatively regularly. I'm not the best about it, but I do post little cards of the day and little messages and blurbs there too. So anyway, pile number one, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading for what can you expect for this next moon cycle. So if you're new to the channel, huge thanks, by the way, to all of my new subscribers. I got a lot this week, and that's so incredible. So welcome. And if you're new to the channel, from this video, do please subscribe. It really does help out the growth, and I'm ready to give you more stuff. But anyway, what I do, instead of doing like a new moon and a full moon reading, sometimes what I like to do is a moon cycle reading. So this is going to be from the new moon, which starts on the 5th of October and goes through to the 20th of October to the full moon, and then continues on after that. But this is going to be the moon cycle for all of that. So we start with the new moon, it grows and culminates with the full moon, and then it wanes until the next new moon. And so we're in the sign of Libra right now. I can't remember what the full moon is going to be in, but this is going to kind of give you a little bit of what to expect for the next month. It's basically a month reading. But instead of starting with October, I like to do the moon cycles, because we can channel and utilize the phases of the moon within our own bodies and our own minds and psychology in order to help us grow and move forward. So you chose the pile with this ginkgo branch. So it's a branch of a tree from a ginkgo tree, and the ginkgo is pretty neat because we actually can use ginkgo in like a tea and stuff like that, or as a supplement. Ginkgo biloba, it helps to stimulate the mind and keep you sharp. So we'll see exactly what your reading is about, but this might have something to do with um, connecting into a sense of clarity, of clear thinking. Maybe this moon cycle is going to bring you a period of clear thinking. And there's a quote on the back of the card that I'll read now, and it says, "Stay wild at heart." So I don't know if you can see that from here. I sometimes I like to have the camera facing me so you can see me. Sometimes I like it to just be on the cards, and I go back and forth. So anyway, let's put that aside for now. First up, we have 3 cards from the Herbal Tarot. And I might take my bracelets off just because they're banging into the table here. So let's see. We have the High Priestess. Oh, wow. Yeah, talk about clarity of mind. Absolutely. We've got like a spiritual sense of clarity here. The Five of Wands. Okay, powerful. And we have the Nine of Cups. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, this is very, very clear. Very, very clear. So pile number 1 kind of talked about working through some things from the past, and I feel a little bit of that here. Not that you necessarily, if you do resonate with pile number 1, feel free to check it out. But I'm getting a sense of kind of a lot of times with these moon cycles, and particularly, when we're talking about astrological placements, um, we all kind of go through the same, like we're all orbiting the same sun on the same planet right now, and all kind of going through the same energies in a certain sense. And so for you, I think what's manifesting right now, I think for everybody, there's a certain sense of coming coming to the close of a cycle. I feel as if there's a cycle that's ending for you. There was a cycle that was ending for pile number 1, and there's a cycle that was ending for you too, and maybe for all of us right now. For you, and specifically, I feel as though this new moon in Libra that's coming, and then the entire moon cycle as it culminates to the full moon, it's bringing a sense of clarity on your past. That's kind of what pile number 1 was saying as well. But for you, I feel as though this clarity is coming from it's a very clear thing, right? This last cycle, what's finally coming to an end for you, and what you're going to get some clarity on here is, I think that there was a period of time where you were in conflict with others with this 5 of Wands here. I mean, and it could be conflict with yourself as well, but I do feel as if there are other people present in this. And so I feel like, for a long time you were fighting your own. It's like there was a struggle, right? There was this constant battle between forces, and you didn't feel like you could catch a break in that. And ultimately, I think what you decided was that, you would go on your own. And I think maybe for a long time you were stuck in one of those patterns where, we look outside of ourselves for answers. And so maybe you were trying to get a clear picture on, you know, understanding yourself, understanding life, understanding everything from other people, really taking other people's opinions and other people's thoughts on you and your own life and what's happening, taking those very seriously to the point where, you were devaluing your own sense of self and wisdom, right? And I think with this High Priestess here, which was the first card that came out, I think that you kind of understood that after a while, right? And there was this period where you realized or you are realizing, or this new moon is going to help you realize, either one. But I feel almost as if you're already in this point, but we'll see. Maybe that's what this moon cycle is bringing you, is this final clarity on this, this realization that you have the answers within for your own self, that you don't need to, other people can have their opinions, and that's fine. You can allow them to have those, but you don't need to allow other people's opinions to dictate how you feel about yourself and the things that you want in life, that you personally want in life, versus what maybe other people expect from you. And I see that there was this clarity that happened with that high priestess, where you really kind of went within and understood yourself, on a much deeper level. And that understanding has led you to this Nine of Cups moment here, which maybe what you're entering into and this moon cycle is bringing in is, this moment of realizing that, like, that you're like really satisfied with yourself, and that you can be satisfied with yourself, and that that's okay. And you can go off on your own and feel that sense of accomplishment, that you can celebrate and honor yourself without necessarily needing validation from others. That's exactly it. I feel like you have come to the understanding that, that you are a self-validating individual, right? That at the end of the day, the only person whose opinion truly matters in your life is yours, right? And it's not saying that, you know, that nobody else matters. What I'm saying is, if you don't honor and respect yourself, like if you don't respect yourself, then you can't expect anyone else to either. And that, like, if you're in a self-hating cycle, you will only ever see that reflected out to you. And like, if you're looking for validation with this, like I was saying before, like, no amount of validation from the outside world will ever be enough if you can't validate your own self. And I feel as though that insight is coming in this moon cycle for you. And whether you've already found that insight, or whether you're entering into that, aha moment, I do feel with that high priestess there that you have taken this period of going within, and that period has is bringing about a sense of clarity, and is helping you move away from whatever this Five of Wands struggling with others energy comes from, right? Because the other thing too is, when you start to understand as well that, um, like, when you aren't looking for others for validation, then other people's opinions stop mattering as much too. So when other people don't like you, it's not a big deal. Or when other people, have a differing opinion, or don't want to be, in the same place as you, or even, if other people, like, actively dislike you, um, if you come to a sense of peace within, and a sense of clarity within, and you're good on the inside, then it really doesn't matter what somebody else thinks of you, because um, because whatever, other people's opinion, like, you have no control over someone else's opinion. And trying to change yourself to get validation from others will only ever, like, you can't have everyone like you. There will never be the ability to have every other person on earth like you, um, simply because everybody's going to be on a different page, and it's just impossible. There's 7 billion plus people on this planet, and, like, you can't change and contort yourself 7 billion different ways to get everyone to like you, right? Like, that's just impossible. So if you're good with you on the inside, and it doesn't matter what other people think, um, then you can interact with the world in a way where, then you're actively seeking out those people who are on the same page as you. and you can let go of those who aren't. It doesn't matter if they're not on the same page. It doesn't mean anything. It's not this like this huge internally destructive thing when somebody else, puts you down, or doesn't like you, or it just becomes clear that that's a part of them. It's not about you at that point. It's them. It's their thing. It's their opinion. It's their understanding. And you can be open in trying to explain yourself, and be ready and willing to talk about your perspective. But if somebody isn't going to see you and they're not ready or willing to listen, it's not really worth the effort of even trying at that point. At least I don't think so. So anyway, let's look at the some more cards here. So we have 3 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. We've got the Ace of Wands. Yeah, okay. We've got the Fool. Oh, that's so cool. And we've got the Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Like this is great. This reading is continuing along. So from this, right? Like I think that's kind of where your backstory was, that what I just described. Now for this new moon cycle that's coming in here, with the new moon in Libra starting on the 6th, which is probably the day that you'll be seeing this, when I'll end up be posting it. But like I said, this reading goes for the whole moon cycle. It's bringing in this new beginning. You have a new beginning, a new cycle is starting. There's a new situation coming in. So, whereas before, like I said, you may have been struggling with others, now, what you're prioritizing is not the opinions of other people, but you're prioritizing your own passion with this Ace of Wands. It's a new beginning where you can start to follow your drives and your the things that make you tick, the things that light you up in life. And, with the Fool here, the Fool is another new beginnings card. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning card, and the Fool is as well. The Fool is great because it's like the beginner's mindset coming back. So it's like you're free from any of the past dogmas that may have held you back. Those things no longer apply, and you have the opportunity to view life, to view everything, reality, any of it, from a deeply fresh perspective. And with this Five of Swords here, it's like, and you now have the ability to recognize when other people don't mean you well anymore. When you're not so worked up about making other people like you, um, you can start to see through other people as well, right? Because a lot of times, there are people on this earth, which it really is unfortunate that people like this exist, but they do. There are people who will sense when, like, if somebody else's opinion, like if you give all of your power to somebody else by letting that other a person's opinion dictate your life and mean something so deeply to you, there are certain people in this world who will recognize that that's the case. They will recognize the influence that they have over you, and they will use that against you. And I'm not saying everybody does that, not at all. But there are certain individuals who do that, who think that way, who operate in that manner. And it's like really crappy that that's the case. But trust me, I've met plenty of them. The thing about that, though, is that with this new beginning, because you've let go of needing that validation from others in that way, you can recognize those people now, because it doesn't if somebody else's opinion doesn't matter to you that much, like, then they don't have any power over you, they don't have any sway over you, so you can immediately recognize when people are trying to play those kinds of games, and it just doesn't matter. It's like you can just walk away from that, right? Like if you can walk away from people who are playing that kind of thing, because it doesn't matter, and it's a shame, and it's really unfortunate that certain people operate that way, but that's just how some people think. And like, I do see that there's a certain sense that of you starting to recognize that more on a deeper level, and being okay with walking away, because that's the other thing too, is like, when you don't take that much, like it's still disappointing when people act that way, at least I still feel that way, but at the same time it means less. It's not, or it doesn't mean less, but the impact is diminished because you're not looking for validation from that person either way. So, somebody else's thing is their thing. And like everyone is welcome on this planet to move however they need to, now certain people's actions do have ramifications. Um, and so, if you act in a way that's terrible, like that's probably going to come back to you. But at the same time, it's not up to me to dictate the actions of other people. It's only up to me to choose how to move for myself. Um, the more that you start to understand that, the more that you can start to let go of other people's baggage and problems. And like I said, it's still disappointing when other people pull stuff, but it also it's not going to pull you down in a way that maybe it may have before. Um, the final 3 tarot cards come from the Smith-Waite deck, which is my favorite version of the Rider-Waite Smith deck. It uses the colorations of the very original printing from 100 years ago, 100 and some odd years ago at this point. Anyway, let's see what we have. We have the Hanged Man. Okay. That's funny. Pile number 1 had the Hanged Man as well. So there is a little bit of overlap. It's different, but like I was saying before, it's both of the piles so far have been about coming to a realization on where you are now and then moving forward from that. You've got the 5 of Wands again. Wow, that's exactly what we're talking about in this reading. So, whenever a card shows up twice in readings for me, that's like the pinpoint where it's like that's a sign of this is the most important message. So, we'll get to that in a second. And then we have the Chariot. Okay, so with that 5 of Wands coming up twice here, it really is. This reading is saying like, you don't have to be stuck in that anymore, right? Like everything that I've been talking about, um, when you take such stock in the opinions of others over the opinion of yourself, it leaves you in the position to need to be fighting this way because you're locked in a battle with everyone else trying to get that recognition. And with the Hanged Man next to it, it's like if you have been feeling stuck, that's where that energy is coming from. Um, it's coming from the need to have this sort of sense of validation reflected externally from you instead of just allowing yourself to be self-validating. By doing that, all of your actions end up being done from this place of not necessarily needing recognition, but needing like, oh, is this okay? Oh, is it okay if I'm doing that? Like, oh, if I do this, what will they think about it? Is that okay? Will that make that happen? When you start to just do that over and over and over again, it takes away your ability to act and to move because you are so overly concerned with everyone else that you don't have the ability to um, to act quickly, right? Like it really can start to bog you down and then you don't even know how to move forward. So you just feel really stuck because maybe you lose even the ability to understand how to move forward. But with that High Priestess there, I really do feel like this sort of period, and I'm surprised we don't have something like the Hermit here, which talks about kind of going off on your own. We do have the Nine of Cups, which can be kind of a, the Nine of Cups can be a loner sometimes. So I do feel a little bit like there's a sense of you needing to go off on your own for a bit and really go inside. And like I said, maybe you've already done that work, right? Maybe you've already done this work, and this moon cycle is just kind of bringing in an open understanding of like, hey, look at this work that you've done and understand that you don't have to be acting in the old paradigm anymore because this new perspective is here. But I think that maybe this is where the new beginning is coming in, and the ability to start to move forward with that chariot, which is very swift moving action. It's interesting that we have both the Hanged Man and the chariot from that set, because the Hanged Man is stopped and the chariot is moving forward. So in order to finally move forward, I do think it is putting down those five wands there, which came up twice, which is putting down the need to fight externally for, you know, your own validation from others when, other people's opinions at the end of the day, like I was saying, like they will never matter. Like if you can't validate yourself, if you don't feel like you can, like if you're not coming from that place inside first, then there's nothing on the outside that's going to be enough. And you're going to be like stuck in that fighting, because like I was saying, some people will use that against you to try to manipulate you. But you can't be manipulated in that way you don't if it doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. Like if their opinion doesn't matter, then there's nothing that they can do to try to sway you in one direction or the other, because whatever, you just walk away. And I think that maybe that's a part of what you're learning here with this new moon and this full this moon cycle. Um it's giving you the opportunity to maybe see that more in a way that maybe you haven't quite fully grasped. Um yeah. So anyway, I've got two final cards for you. We've got they're both oracle cards. The first one comes from the Healing with the Angels oracle deck, and it's abundance. Wow, that's beautiful. And this angel is playing a lute on the card, and so, with that abundance, it's sort of like the energy of abundance is the energy of receiving, right? It's being open to receive when the universe is ready to give, and I feel like maybe by, like we were talking about, this sort of self-validation, when you're good on your own, without necessarily needing other people to complete you, you put yourself in the position to be open to whatever comes next, right? And so I'm thinking maybe this abundance card is coming to kind of remind you that you have the ability to make whatever you want in your life happen. And so it's like you don't need to rely on others, or get others to tell you who you are. When you're open to the great possibility of anything, you can make yourself into whatever, or you can bring yourself in whatever direction you'd like to go. And it's more about asking yourself, well, okay, where do I want to go, instead of asking yourself, well, where should I go based on what people want of me. When you open yourself up to the possibility of being able to do anything and go anywhere and be anyone and do whatever, that kind of liberation within can bring you into the ability to create and follow your passions with that Ace of Wands. Anything you want. Um, the sky's the limit. It's just it's up to you to open yourself up to that perspective. The final card comes from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and it is new beginnings. Yeah, so there you go. That's just a further. There is this really intense new beginnings energy that's coming in for this moon cycle. And so, I do encourage you to, if you don't practice any new moon rituals or anything like that, just use this new moon and the whole moon cycle in general to start brainstorming and asking yourself, well, what is it that I really want? Like, really allow yourself to ask, what do I want? And allow yourself to build that into your life. So anyway, pile number 2, that's my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of it either way. I really do love hearing everyone's comments. They're really awesome. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. If you missed the intro, we had a giveaway when we hit 900 subscribers for a free reading, and I announced the winner at the intro. We will be doing, I will be doing 2 free readings to the next raffle, which will be open when we reach 1,000 subscribers. And I thought that would be a while from now, but we gained, the channel gained 39 subscribers pretty much in a week, which is amazing. So thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're just tuning in, or you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps, and it will give you the opportunity to get a reading from me. If you would like to pay for a private reading from me, I do have them available on the website. You can find that at www.junodrum.com. And feel free to check out the Instagram. That's at JunoDrumTarot. There's a little bit of fun little readings of the day and stuff on there. I'm trying to become more active on there, but there's a lot of stuff there. So anyway, the camera just died, but this is the end of the video anyway. So I hope you have a wonderful day, pile number 2, and I will see you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading on what to expect for this next moon cycle. If you're new to the channel, huge thanks, by the way, for all my new subscribers. We gained about 40 subscribers over the last week, and that's such an incredible thing. So thank you so much for tuning in. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, sometimes I'll do these moon cycle readings, and I'd like to get them regularly now, every new moon. I do them so that it's not just a new moon reading or a full moon reading. It is the entire moon cycle. So it's almost like I'm doing a monthly reading, but we're connecting it to the phases of the moon, because the waning and waxing of the moon can be an incredibly helpful to your own personal development. And we can tie ourselves to the phases of the moon in order to help us heal and help us move through emotional things. And so the new moon is traditionally a period where you will kind of start thinking about the things that you'd like to bring into your life, and it's a great opportunity for a new beginning and a new start on something. And then the full moon tends to be the climax of whatever that intention might have been, and also it can be a really great opportunity to release things that are ready to be let go of. So anyway, you chose for this moon cycle reading the pile with this toad or frog. And the back of the card says, "In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous," which is an Aristotle quote. So, toads and frogs, it just makes me think of like the Frog Prince or something like that, where it's sort of looks can be deceiving, where there's the frog who, gets kissed by the princess, and by that kiss becomes a prince, or turns back into a prince. And so it's sort of the idea that, on the surface something may look one way, but in reality it might be something completely different, or it could be like a blessing in disguise sort of understanding. So let's take a look at the cards to kind of get a better picture of what sort of things are coming in for this moon cycle for you. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, Temperance, and the 8 of Cups. It's so funny that we have the Temperance card, because, to me, that idea of a blessing in disguise, I tend to talk about that when I talk about the temperance card. So that's really kind of the energy that's coming in for you this month, is this idea that what's great about the temperance is it's sort of like it's the balancing of opposite forces. It's bringing together two seemingly separate and different things and combining them together to create something new. And a lot of times I relate it to the idea of like when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So, you have the opportunity when challenges and difficulties come into your life to either um, take those challenges and change your perspective and use that perspective shift to move in a new direction, or you can wallow, and it's up to you to choose what you want to do with it. But I do think that maybe there might be some difficult situations that are either present in your life or have recently been in your past, or maybe even you might find some challenges coming up in this moon cycle, but they might be coming up, if anything difficult comes up this month, really ask yourself, well, what about this situation can I, like, how can I change my perspective to see if I can use this to do something? Can I use this difficult situation to fuel me forward in a positive direction? Can I use this challenge, to create something different? And with the Seven of Pentacles here, the Seven of Pentacles talks about putting in a lot of work into something. And so I think that you probably have been working really hard on making something happen. And, maybe it's frustrating when things don't quite work out the way that you want. But, I really do think that even if things aren't working out specifically the way that you think that they should, that doesn't mean that things aren't working. And so with that temperance, it's like it really might take this month slowing down and asking yourself, well, how can I change my mind about this? How can I look at this differently to help me move forward? And what things am I trying to force that maybe aren't really working? Because we have the Eight of Cups here, which talks about walking away, talks about moving on from a situation, moving on from something that might be happening to try to find something better, and allowing yourself to, a lot of times we stay in situations that aren't necessarily the best or the most fulfilling for us because we know what the situation is, right? It's familiar. So we're there because we know what it is. And just because we know what it is doesn't mean it's good, right? It doesn't mean that it's helping us. It doesn't mean that it's for us in a way that's positive. It's just that we know what it is, so we know what to expect. And the Eight of Cups talks about that. It talks about having the courage to walk away from those situations, to try to find something better, because there may be something much, much, much better for you out there. And, better and worse, those are all subjective terms, but, something that's going to be more fulfilling to you, something that's going to be more aligned with who you are and what you want is out there. And it might take you walking away from certain things. So let's take a look at some more cards to get a better picture of what's going on here. We have 3 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. So we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands in most decks. And we have the Mother of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands in most decks. Wow, that's a power couple right there. So, this could be talking about a relationship with somebody else or the relationship you have with yourself. I generally don't do relationship readings because it tends to get in the way, I think, for me. But take this as it resonates. So if this applies to you in a relationship, you can think of it from that perspective. But I do see a new beginning here. With that Ace of Cups coming in, it's like you're in the opportunity with this new moon to really kind of weigh out where you are, right? For the first 2 readings, and it's kind of coming into this reading too, and so I think it's kind of universal to where we all are in this particular new moon that's coming in with the new moon in Libra, which will lead to the full moon coming up here. And I don't remember what sign the full moon's going to be in, but it's on October 20th. I think that this particular moon cycle is a period of time where we're all reflecting on where we've been and coming into a new beginning. Every reading has had some form of new beginning. For you, with it being the Ace of Cups, it's like you're gonna have the opportunity to start to look at your life from a perspective where you can see what you need to feel emotionally fulfilled, right? And to feel whole on that level. You know, on a deeply emotional and inner level, you know, what is it that you need to feel good? And I think that with that 8 of Cups here, it's like, you know, you're gonna have the opportunity to really move in a direction in life where you're going to prioritize that now. Um, and with the Father of Wands and the Mother of Wands, or the King and Queen of Wands, there, um, you know, that's really telling me that you're ready to follow the spark of inspiration that's within you. And it's something that you've been working hard on getting to this point with that 7 of Pentacles. It's like, I think you've been working for a really long time to figure out, well, what is it that I actually want? What is it that's going to be for me? You know, maybe you've been legitimately trying to manifest a creative project, or, you know, bring about a new career path, or whatever it is for you. Um, you know, I think that you have been working really hard on it. And with that Temperance card and with the toad or the frog symbol there, I think that maybe, you know, maybe you've been putting in a lot of effort towards something and you're not seeing the result in the way that you thought it would come. And there might be a bit of a surrender here with that 8 of Cups. It might be, you know, you might be being asked to let go of that highly specific outcome. And that doesn't mean that, you know, the things that you want in your life aren't going to come. It's just that it might come in a different form than you think. You know, there's that idea, and that's helped fuel me move forward many times, and come into a clearer sense of self and life, is this idea that the things in life that are meant for us will always find us, right? That those things that are truly meant for us will come, if we have the faith to allow for those things. And so, you know, I think that maybe you're being asked with this new moon cycle to sort of surrender any sort of specific outcome that you're trying to bring about, and allow for the infinite possibility to come in. Because with that Father and Mother of Wands there, you know, those are very powerful manifesting cards. So I do think you have the ability to create whatever. But I think that maybe, particularly with that Temperance, you know, remember the blessing in disguise. Maybe there's something that's much more aligned with you, that's better for you, that you can't even imagine, that really is truly the best thing for you, that really, really wants to come in. And maybe, you know, you need to allow yourself to be open to infinite possibility coming in. You know, it might not look like anything that you could possibly imagine, and that might be a part of it. Is like, you know, you can't even imagine what this is. And so by you trying to create a highly specific outcome from a situation, it's like you're forcing it into something that's lesser than what it could be, and what it wants to be. And so I think that there's this level of, with this new moon, of kind of surrendering a little bit of that. Surrender in general, I think, is huge here, but surrendering that need to control the outcome, and to really allow things to flow. And so that's another part of this Ace of Cups here. You know, the cups are the water signs. And so it's all about this flow of emotion, this flow of energy, this flow of openness. And so I think that, like, you know, you're going to have this ability to go with the flow more. You know, Temperance can be a little bit about going with the flow sometimes too. And so I think maybe that might be your philosophy for this moon cycle here, is go with the flow. Allow things to move and to transform and to go in the direction that they want to go in, that the direction that it's natural. You know, don't fight against the natural current, and just go with the real flow of the way things are moving. So we have 3 more cards from the tarot, and then I've got some oracle cards for you. these three cards are from the Smith-Waite Tarot deck. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, yeah, okay. We've got the Three of Cups. Yeah, oh, this is really, really wonderful. And we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so you have a new beginning following your inspirations as well. So you have the King, Queen, and Page of Wands, which is pretty incredible. That's almost a royal flush or whatever, because you're just missing the Knight. Um, so yeah, it really is, this moon cycle is really about getting in touch with the things that really light you up in life, your own creative sense spark and inspirations. And I think by doing that, you're putting yourself in the zone for real celebration, you know, with that Three of Cups. And maybe it is coming together with friends and truly celebrating, you know. Maybe with this Seven of Pentacles here, you've been working really, really hard on trying to make something happen for a long time, and you've been just sort of working the grind, maybe working to the bone. And, you know, maybe this moon cycle is asking for you to maybe take a little bit of a step back for a second and like maybe go out with friends a little bit more, you know, maybe hit up some people you haven't seen in a while, and go out and have a good time and celebrate, or you know, visit with the people that you love, and take some time for that too. You know, that like life isn't all about just working to the bone. It's also about enjoying the process and enjoying yourself and enjoying the life that exists around you now. And then with that Ten of Pentacles here, you know, that's the ultimate abundance coming in. So it's like you have this abundant flow coming to you. So just trust that, you know, trust that it's coming, and give yourself the time and the space to slow down and you know, enjoy the, I want to say enjoy the fishes, but I know that's not, smell the flowers, something like that. Yeah, just like enjoy yourself. Um, So yeah, anyway, that's all the tarot. Let's look at the oracle cards. So your first oracle card comes from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and it is Reunion of Souls. Okay, so that's interesting too, with that Reunion of Souls and that Three of Cups energy. You know, like I was saying, you know, there could be, for some of you, there is an added relationship message. Take this as it resonates. Um, where I think that maybe, you know, by following your inspirations, you're really ultimately connecting yourself with another person who's on the same page. You know, for some people, I think that there is that, and with that reunion of souls, it's almost this like coming back into contact with some like soul friend, you know, soul relationship that's deeper than just this lifetime, if you want to subscribe to that. um but then for others, though, I think reunion of souls could just be that, like I was saying before, you know, giving yourself the time and the space to reconnect with people that you haven't seen in a while, and just like letting that be okay, letting it be totally and completely fine to take the time and the energy to do that. That you can let go of some of your projects for a few days, to take a break and to see the people that you love, and you know, that kind of thing. I do feel like there's this opportunity to do that as you're moving forward, and you know, that's a part of this temperance energy too, is maybe a sense of balance, and make sure that you have this good work-life balance as you're moving through this month. Really give yourself the time to, as much as you have the time to work and the time to channel this creative energy, and this time to really push in a direction that you want to move in, also give yourself the time to slow down, and the time to rest, and the time to have fun, and the time to meet with people, and the time to celebrate life. Um, your final card comes from the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, and it is body care. Yeah, but so self-care, right? That's exactly what I was just talking about. That's funny that that came out. Um, Take care of yourself this month too. You know, with this moon cycle, make sure that, like I was saying, you know, I feel this energy that you're working really hard at building something, making something happen. I think you're probably going to continue to work hard. You know, there's a little bit of a workaholic energy in this reading, and I think it's okay to do that sometimes. You know, I'm a workaholic, so I totally understand that energy. Like that's how I operate. Um, but the thing about it is, like, there's only so hard you can push yourself before you need a break, and it's better, I think, to take periodic small breaks as you're working on things. Um, because then you're not burning out, So in order to avoid any kind of deep burnout, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Sleep is so important. We need 7 to 8 hours of sleep or something like that. Um, I know people who take like 9 hours of sleep. That seems a little too much for me, but if you can give yourself 8 hours of sleep a night, like that alone is transformative. Make sure you're getting enough vitamins. In a lot of times you can just get those from eating natural fruits and vegetables, but if you need to take some vitamin supplements, I do that. Do whatever, but it's helpful to do that, because then you're giving yourself every opportunity to be at your best, and so then when you're working hard, you have more energy and more ability, because you then rest and recuperate that energy. So yeah, anyway, I think that's going to be kind of what your moon cycle and your month ahead is going to be like. So that's my reading for you, pile number 3. I hope that it resonates. Let me know in the comments what you think. Either way, I really do like hearing from everybody. Huge thanks to all the new subscribers. It's incredible to see this channel grow in kind of a really, really fast manner the way that it has lately, and that's great. So thank you so much. If you are new, please subscribe. It honestly does help me a lot. And I just announced a giveaway for a free reading in the intro, so make sure you catch that if you entered into that contest. If you missed the contest, I am going to be doing another one when we reach 1,000 subscribers, and that's coming much quicker than I expected. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, anyway, pile number 3, I'm going to leave you there. Oh, check out the Instagram too. If you want a private reading with me, you can find them on the website at www.junodrum.com. And I have an Instagram at junodrumtarot if you want to find me there. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much, pile number 3, and I will see you later. See ya. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your reading for what to expect from this upcoming moon cycle. So if you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. We have 40 new subscribers over the last week, which is incredible. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new to the channel, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really does help the channel out. But anyway, if you're new to my readings, I do a reading called a moon cycle reading. So instead of just doing a new moon reading or a full moon reading, I like to group the entire month, basically moon month, together, and do a reading that will talk about the entire cycle. Mostly because we can use the new moon to start to look at what we want to bring into our lives, and then the full moon can talk about the culmination of that process, if you're using the moon for any kind of manifestation or spell work, or however you want to conceive of that. And then also, the full moon can be a really great opportunity to release things and let things go. And so I like to do a moon cycle reading to talk about the whole process and just take a look at what sort of things are reverberating in your own personal orbit this month. So yeah, we'll dive right in. You chose the card with the watering can over flowers, so it's really this sort of energy of planting the seeds and seeing what grows. Maybe you'll start to see flowers this month from something that you've been trying to start growing. And the quote on the back says, "Plant so that your own heart will grow." And that's a beautiful quote. So yeah, and I think that's a part of it, like what is it that your heart is dreaming of, and can you connect into that energy this month? So let's take a look at the cards. We have 3 tarot cards first from the Herbal Tarot. We have the 7 of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Wow. So this is really, really, really beautiful energy. So I feel like what's coming for you this month is a couple things. Yeah, that's funny. So the Herbal Tarot The herbal tarot has an herb or a plant on each card, and the Ten of Cups is marijuana, which is is pretty funny. Uh, so the Ten of Cups is all about ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness, and so it's kind of funny that marijuana is the plant for that. um, but yeah, for to each their own, you know. But I do get a sense though from this, you know, with that fulfillment energy coming in here, it's sort of this idea that you have a real opportunity to experience happiness this month, right? I think that it's important to remember it's hard to learn this, you know, because our culture, you know, tells us that happiness is something to strive for, to, you know, we put it off in the distance. Well, I'm going to need to get all of these things in order for me to get happiness. And, you know, but in reality, I think that happiness is a state of being, right? That we can be happy right here, right now. And I think that this moon cycle is going to start giving you the opportunities to look at that within yourself, to see like, okay, I know where I want to go here. I have all of these things I'd like to make happen. I have all of these plans for myself and these visions and these ideas for my future. And yes, I see where I've been in the past, and I know that I've been through all of these ruts, and I see where my limitations have been from the past. But let me let go of those things. Let me let go of the past. Let me let go of the future. And let me really be in the present moment this month. This moon cycle is going to give you a sense of presence, of being here, being now, and allowing yourself to open up to, you know, the happiness that can exist by being here. And that doesn't mean that you can't work towards something, right? That doesn't mean that you don't have a thing in mind that you want to work towards, but it does mean that you have the ability to enjoy your life right here, right now. And with that Queen of Wands that's here, you know, she's this deeply inspired figure. She follows her passions and her drives, and she's a deep, powerful manifester. She brings what she wants into being. And so I feel like you have that power. um and I think that, you know, this moon cycle is gonna have you come back into your own personal power in a way that maybe you felt absent from recently. You felt a little disconnected. This moon cycle is going to bring you the opportunity to truly come into yourself again in a way that maybe you haven't felt in a while. And with the Seven of Cups here, you have options. You know, there are many opportunities available to you, and maybe in the past that may have been something that gave you anxiety, right? Of feeling like you had to choose something and not really knowing what direction you want to go and any of that kind of thing. In reality, though, with that Seven of Cups, it's saying that you have many things that you could work towards, and many things that are here for you right now. And, you know, coming back into the present moment is also accepting that, you know, you don't have to have a linear plan for everything. You don't have to have everything mapped out for your future. You can just be here and be open to the possibility, and let yourself say, you know, I'm open to whatever happens. I'm open to letting whatever things need to happen, and I'm ready and willing to allow myself to be whatever I want to be. And maybe that means I'm going to explore a bunch of different things. And maybe I don't need to have some direct set outcome in mind. Maybe I can just allow myself to see what I like, even, you know, to just explore. And maybe I would be happy in this moment to try a bunch of different things out and say, okay, well, you know, do I like this activity? Actually, no, I don't. Okay, well, let me try this thing. Is this something I like? I do like this, but I also want to try that other thing. So let me go try that. And oh, I like that too. And, you know, being really open to experimenting and you know, trying out new things. I feel like this moon cycle is going to give you that opportunity to really allow yourself to explore in a way that maybe you felt very limited from before. Maybe you felt very set in one plan, in one idea, in one understanding. But this moon cycle is going to give you the opportunity to really branch out. And I think that that's sort of where this happiness energy comes from, is giving yourself the space and the time and the freedom to do all of that. So next up, we have 3 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. We have the Judgment, okay, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So interesting. You know, all of these readings so far have had a similar theme, in the sense that I think that we are all in this particular moon cycle being given the opportunity to reflect on our lives, and truly see where we've been, where we've come from, and sort of the trajectory that we're on, and have a deep, open understanding on um, what life is for us in this moment, and being comfortable with that. The Judgment card can talk a little bit about that. It talks about being in a period where you um, you're able to see your life from a higher perspective. Finally, you're able to look back on events from your life that maybe you viewed from one limited way for such a long time, because different things had happened and different situations were going on, and it was really difficult for you to see beyond the set circumstances that you were in. The Judgment card comes in to show you sort of, that, like I said, a higher perspective, another view of things, a view of things where maybe you can see things in a new way. Maybe you can look back on things and see, like, oh, you know what, I was working a lot harder than I gave myself credit, and actually I achieved a lot of things in those moments that I just moved on from, and I never really let myself have that moment, or it could be anything. Take it as it resonates for your situation. And with the Queen of Swords there, she's all about being very calm and very collected, right? Like, she feels her feelings very deeply, but she doesn't let those feelings affect her in a way that's going to derail her, right? She feels her feelings, she gives herself the space and the time to do that, and then she acts from a place of calm. She's a deeply meditative card. And so, I think that a part of what this moon cycle is bringing you is maybe a step back. Maybe you've been working really hard in many different ways, in many different avenues, and this particular month, it might be an opportunity for you to slow down a little bit and just, like, really look at how far you've come and where you've come from, and give you the opportunity to be really proud of yourself. And that Two of Cups can talk about that as well. There was another reading too in this that talked about that same similar kind of thing. So if there's any other readings that jumped out at you, you might want to watch them. But with that Two of Cups energy, it's sort of like it can talk about a few different things. Sometimes it can talk about coming together with another person, in a sense of actual romantic love. And so if that resonates for you, that might be the case. But it's only for, it's not for everybody. So if it doesn't resonate, don't worry. What I think in the larger scale, the Two of Cups, the other meaning from it, which I think this reading is definitely talking about for pretty much everyone, is the idea that, it's like connecting in with yourself, and it's this deep self-love and self-acceptance and satisfaction that can come in. And I think that this moon cycle is going to give you the opportunity to give yourself that love, that maybe you haven't done as much recently, or you haven't done in a while. Really, really tuning in to all of the wonderful things that you have been able to achieve and accomplish in your life, and giving yourself the credit for that, and taking the time to fully understand just how hard you've tried, and how far you've come, and how much that time and energy and effort is worth it. And then from that place, you can move forward towards following, your interests and following all those opportunities and things coming up, because you'll be in a place where, you'll be less afraid to try things, because that sense of achievement and accomplishment can help drive you towards experiencing new things. You'll be more likely and more ready and willing to go out and try new things when you realize just how successful you've been at what you've already done. Um, the next three tarot cards come from the Smith Waite deck, which is my favorite version of the Rider Waite Smith deck. Kind of the classic tarot deck from the 1890s, and then kind of resurgence in the 70s. But we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands. I do feel that energy for you. And we have the Five of Swords. So there's a lot. It's funny. There's a lot of repeats in this from a bunch of different readings. So I do feel like we're all kind of on similar pages here. Um, with that Three of Wands, it's like once you do this kind of pause moment that I think is here for you, this moon cycle, you're also going to start to see a little bit about where you can move forward, right, in your life, where you want to go next. And we're talking about that a little bit with the Seven of Cups energy, with having options. I think that, you're going to start to come up with a bit of a plan for yourself now, as you kind of remember where you've been, and you kind of give yourself the time to ruminate in that a little bit. You're going to have inspiration on how to move forward. And with the King of Pentacles, that's material abundance as well. He's like the pinnacle of material wealth. And it's not just about money, it's also about physical health. It's about where you live. It's about anything physical in your life. And so it's like, I think that this reflection that you're going to do is going to bring you in this ability to really kind of get a picture on how you want to move forward towards this abundant energy that wants to come in. And with the Five of Swords here, that card can talk about, some tricky people and some deceitful energy sometimes. But I think for you, it's a little bit about a turning away from that, right? I think that maybe, you may have been through difficult things in the past, with other people, and maybe this moon cycle is going to give you the opportunity to let go of some of that as well, and potentially like be in the place where it won't matter so much what other people think about you, and how other people view you. This is word for word from one of the other readings. I can't remember. It was either two. I think it was reading two. But I think that maybe this moon cycle might give you the opportunity to let go of other people's opinions, and really be proud of yourself. Maybe you've been haunted a little bit by some things people have said to you about yourself, and maybe you've had some self-limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to, that aren't really yours. When I was saying coming back into your power and coming back into yourself with that Queen of Wands, this moon cycle might bring you in the opportunity to start to see like how much influence from other people has put you in the position where you've been out of yourself, out of your body, out of your own power, and you can start to see a little bit about where that power abdication has come from. You focusing on those opinions and ideas of other people, may have put you in the position to devalue your own worth. And I think that this moon cycle is going to put you in the position to start fully seeing just how worthy you really are, and really kind of helping you regain a sense of self-esteem and a sense of self love and real inner peace by connecting into your own sense of self-value, and letting go of the opinions and the concerns of everyone else, of what other people have on you. So that's it for the tarot cards. I have a few oracle cards we're going to look into now. The first one comes from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, and it's the Sexual Energy 25, which, it also talks about the creative force, right? It's that the Kundalini force, which is sort of the creative force of the universe. And so that I think can talk about, when we said with the 7 of Cups that you have all of these ideas and you have these inspirations with the Queen of Wands. I think maybe like really tune into that energy, allow that energy to flow through you, and connect into, having these inspirations and, maybe working on creative projects, which could be anything, from actual art projects to writing to whatever for you, we all have creativity. That's a part of being human. It's just creation itself. It's making things, bringing things into being from the imagination. I think that this moon cycle is going to bring you a lot of opportunities to do that. And maybe some of this inner processing work, it might help you to do some journaling or some writing or some exercises where you're jotting things down and you're writing things out. And doodling and letting your brain kind of filter onto the paper. And I think maybe some of those actions might be incredibly cathartic for you this moon cycle and this month. And that might help you work through some of these things that, you might need to work through. The final card comes from the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, and it's Serenity. Yeah, so also, this moon cycle is going to bring you the opportunity to really be in a sense of inner peace within yourself. Really, really giving you the opportunity to slow down, tune back into you, connect back into yourself, let go of everyone else for a little bit, um, and really come back into a sense of peace and calm within, and that doing that kind of work is deeply worth it. And I really do think that you'll have the opportunity to do that this moon cycle. So anyway, I'm going to cut that reading off here. That was a really nice one. If you like it or not, please feel free to let me know either way in the comments. I really do love hearing from everybody. Um, uh, like I said before, a huge, huge thanks to all of my new subscribers. We just had a bunch very recently, and I'm so honored to have you with me. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It really does help. Um, I'm really excited to continue to bring you some awesome tarot content, so keep tuned with all of that. Um, if you would like a private reading with me, I do have them available on the website. You can find that at junodrum.com. And there's an Instagram as well. That's at Junodrum Tarot. You can find that on there. So anyway, pile number 4, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Bye.